right, welcome to this video. What we're going to be talking about today is actually setting up a review funnel and why you need a review funnel and what a review funnel is to begin with and why it's really essential to your business. But before we can even get that far, we need to really understand why reviews matter and why you should be focusing on reviews for your local business or your medical practice. So it's no surprise that everyone reads reviews nowadays because everything that you do now leads to an internet search. Here's a study that was done by Bright Local, and it shows that 92% of consumers actually now read online reviews, and that is up from 88% that it was in 2014. So people are actually looking at these reviews, and it's even more shocking that 88% of people reading those reviews, they trust them just as much as they trust a recommendation from a family member or a friend. So what this actually means to you is that um, Google has become the trusted source of information for consumers, whether they're making a buying decision on a product or whether they're deciding to choose a new doctor. And you kind of have to come to terms with that, and you have to embrace it. And when you embrace it, really, you can really take advantage of the system because there's so many doctors and so many small businesses who still are like behind the times with this stuff. So this is really important here, because back in the day, you used to trust your friend or your family member. Now they trust complete strangers, and Google really kind of holds the key to your success, whether you think that's true or not. So reviews are influential. People look at reviews and they say, "Wow, this business is legit," or they not, or they just sort of fall through the sidelines. So 4 out of 5 consumers actually have reversed their purchasing decisions based on a negative review that's online. It could really hurt your reputation, it could really hurt your business. So why is it that most people find either a negative review, or if you're a medical practice in this case, you're busy running your practice, you're busy doing things, and you don't really take an active role. You're more of a reactive role. You don't come to this and say, "Oh, I want to increase my reviews, I want to increase my visibility." It's only when you have that one non-compliant patient that hits you up and leaves you that 1 star is that you start to worry about it. And the truth is that unhappy customers tell an average of 24 people, and happy customers only tell 15 people. But not everybody is out to leave a negative review, and that's what a review funnel is actually going to solve. Is because people go out there and they leave these poor reviews because they just want to be heard. They want to voice their concerns, and there's really no where for them to do that. So, what does that mean exactly? That good reviews are waiting to happen. So that means that the slide that you saw before, there's more bad reviews and there are more positive reviews, or more people who are upset will tell more people about their bad experience than the people who are actually happy. It's because only 6% of people are actually writing the good reviews. 90% of customers are really not writing reviews at all. So only 6% of people are writing reviews, period. You have to really increase this number, and this has to partly do because business owners are, like I said, are not really taking an active role. Medical practices especially, and I'm going to show you this because in healthcare field, it's very common, in the healthcare field. If you're a physician or a practice who's actually taking an active role in this, you are going to succeed and you're going to smash your competition. But if you're not, then you're just going to fall to the sidelines and you're just going to struggle. So here's an example of what I mean. So I did a search for orthopedic surgeon in Houston, and the first 2 spots in this map pack have no reviews. And the third option, West Houston Orthopedics, actually has 5 reviews and it's a 3.9 star. Now, where does your eye usually go, and where do you feel the most trust here? Am I going to pick the first 2 guys, or am I going to more than likely click on the third one to check out their website and to see who these guys, what these doctors are about? So here's another one, cardiologist in Sugar Land. Again, instantly, which one of these guys do you think is going to get the phone call or is going to get the click to the website to learn more about the services? Definitely not the first or the third guy, but the one in the middle who's got 10 reviews at a 4.3 star, to me as a consumer, is more trustworthy. And those are the kind of things that you have to look at. And this is a perfect example of medical and how they're so behind the times and how they're really missing out on this opportunity to not only show consumers that, and brand new patients and potential patients, that they're doing a great job, but also get new business and funnel new business through Google. Katie Orthopedics is another one. The very first guy's got 4.7 rating, and he's only got 5 reviews. But the other guys really are not even on the map. I mean, they're on the map, but they're not really present when it comes to this credibility and this visibility factor. And so, if you were to if you had a choice, which would you pick? As a consumer, which would you pick? Would you pick a business who had no reviews, one who had very little reviews, or one who had a bunch of real positive reviews? It's really a no-brainer. It's just the way things are. So let's talk a little bit about the reasons why people don't really leave reviews. Number one, it's super complicated. We don't really make it easy as business owners for people to leave reviews, right? And if it's not going to be easy, then I'm just not going to do it. Like anything else, we want the easy button. I forget. People want to leave you reviews, but then they forget. They forget to write them because they just leave your office and they go about their day. They just don't forget. They forget, or they really don't have the time, which there's a certain gap. And this is what the review funnel and the review system actually fixes. It addresses these three things so that we can drive more of those positive ratings to our business, to increase our credibility and to increase our bottom line, because that's the end result. So this is what the current state looks like. Those who are actually attempting to do something, those businesses who are saying, hey, I understand that this is important. How do I drive happy customers to tell the world that they're happy, so that new customers can see that and they can buy from me or choose me as a service provider or as a physician? This is the current state, and this really does not fix number one. This still is very complicated, but at least they're doing something. And they're doing something that most aren't, but it's still very complicated. If somebody hands this out to me on a sheet of paper, I probably not gonna go do this. I'm probably not gonna go do this because it's a flow chart. It's a map. If yes, do this, and if I encounter a roadblock, then do that. And before you know it, you're on 7 steps, and you don't even know where you started or where you're gonna end up in. This is very complicated. This is not gonna make me as a consumer leave a review. And let's take a look at another one. This one's probably even worse. Look at all these arrows. Please write me a Google review. It's going to take me approximately 3 minutes. Well, according to this map, it's probably going to take me like 20 minutes, and I'm not going to do it because it's not going to be easy. It's already confusing me. If I have a Google page, go here. If I don't have one, go here. And then you're really asking me to search for your business, where what happens if I type it wrong and I don't get to it? I'm just frustrated, and I may not even leave you a positive review then. So what's the solution? How do we fix this? We have to address those three issues, and in order to address those three issues, we need to have a system in place, a plan, and that plan is a review funnel. So a review funnel is an easy way to sort of gauge or funnel our happy customers to an easy one-stop shop, a beautiful place where it's number one, it's easy for them to get to, it's very convenient, and it doesn't take up a lot of time. It addresses those three things that people usually encounter when leaving reviews. So customers go into this funnel somehow. It's our job to get them to that location, and we can talk about strategies later. But here I might mention some of those strategies, but we're really talking about review funnels here. And then number two, we want to guide them through an easy to follow process, and then we want to monitor and respond. So if we're telling them to engage with us, we don't want to just send them to the black hole, have them go through the process of engaging with us and then just forgetting about them. A simple thank you will do. A simple, hey, you went through this process, we really appreciate the help that you've given us. It comes a long way. So how do we actually make this work? Like I mentioned, number one, we got to ask the customer to share their experience online, and not just one customer, but all of our happy customers, all of our happy patients. We got to find a way to drive those patients and those customers to a destination that it's easy, that is really simple, that is really intuitive, that is not like one of those flowcharts map that you just saw that's super complicated. And then we have to sort of guide them through selecting what review site we want them to leave us a review on or we prefer, but also give them some options on ones that they may already have accounts with and things that are going to be a lot easier. So how do we address, number one, how do we ask people and how do we get them to the top of our review funnel? So we can use things like email drip campaigns where we're actually sending an email reminder to them. If you're a patient in a doctor's office and you have all this information on your patient, a simple thank you for your visit, please leave us a honest feedback if you were happy with us, will work. We can send now SMS messages where before they leave the office, we can send them a text message with a link to our review funnel page that can get them to leave a positive review. We can have printed invitations. We can have signage. We can have our information printed on the back of appointment cards. There's just so many things that we could do here. And you could probably look at this page right now and you're probably not even doing any one of them. You're not doing anything to help your case there. So now that you really understand the importance of reviews and you really sort of have a basic concept of what a review system or a review funnel is, this is a live page. This is a demo page that I've set up that can sort of explain that to you. So rather than sending people to that complicated map that really goes nowhere, that you're going to lose them, you send them to a one-stop shop. This is a one location where the only purpose of this page is to actually put the wheels in motion for those happy patients or those happy customers to leave you reviews. And this page usually can be customized a lot, or as little as you want, but you want to have certain elements in here and you want to make it easy so it either lives on your website in a custom URL that's easy to remember, something like maybe yourwebsite.com/review me or something similar. So a customer gets here or a patient gets here via an appointment card or an email reminder or an SMS text or something, and they get to this page where you can have a video, you can have pictures, you can have whatever you want on here, but it's basically asking them to leave their honest feedback. And rather than going through that map, they go here and they see these big buttons. This one's highlighted because that's the one that we want them to sort of initiate. But then they see reviews from other happy customers in here, right? So that gives them an indication of the type of service that you provided. And if they want to give you a review, they simply click this button. And here's where we manage that expectation. This is step 2, where we say, hey, you're going to leave us on Google. If you're not already signed in, then it's going to go ahead and sign you in automatically, or you can post whatever you want there. If I click continue, it's going to bring this up, and I'm immediately presented with a page where I am to leave my positive review. There's no thinking on my part as a consumer right now. And if I got this through an SMS message, through a text message, or through a link in my email, this is really all automatic. All I would do is click that link in my email, and I would automatically be taken here, where then I would just click this button and then leave a review. Or if I wanted to drive reviews to Healthgrades or Vitals, I could do the same thing for any review site. And this is important because not a lot of people actually do this. And I've had physicians that come to me and say that they have a 1-star review on Vitals from somebody who left a review like 7 years ago, and they've been trying for so long to try to get rid of it, and they're just not going to get rid of it. So the thing you have to do is be proactive and start requesting those positive reviews so that they can trump the negative ones. So if I wanted to go to Vitals, I'll just click on Vitals and it tells me exactly what's going to happen. Hey, you're going to get to Vitals and you're going to click this button and you're going to give me some ratings and you're just going to submit. And there we go. So if I click Vitals, I am where I am. I'm right here. I see the review button, exactly what they told me was going to happen. I click it and I follow the steps, and then I have positive reviews left on me. So now that you understand what a review system or what a review funnel looks like, we're going to take it a step further. Now we're going to address the issue of how do we filter the unhappy customers?